Cortex is the productivity stack. This is the stack you want to take for total mental energy, total mental dominance, total motivation, verbal fluency, focus, and the drive to get work done. Get the Cortex Nootropics stack at livecortex.com. Feel what it feels like to fire on all cylinders.
What's up, everybody? I am your information, nootropics information, and brain performance information. Dude, we're expanding into a bunch of other things, so like I'm gonna that intro has to now be like, pre-workout information, liver regeneration, gut microbiota influencing information, wizard Ryan Michael Bella. Okay, so check this out. We get a lot of requests to do lots of videos, right? And by the way, Ryan at livecortex.com if you want me to do a particular video about something. But what I've done is largely turn down the requests that branch out of the realm of nootropics, because we're really trying to build the largest nootropics content reservoir in the world. But really can't avoid how everything else interacts with brain performance, so we're going to start talking about these things. And by the way, we're also going to launch products in this area. We're launching a pre-workout. We might launch a probiotic, right? We're going to launch a coffee brand. Oh my God, we're going to launch nootropic infused coffee. Keep it on the down low, coming up. We're going to start talking about some of these other things that are requested people. And by the way, feedback in the comment section below if you think like that's a good idea or a bad idea. I'd love to hear if you guys are okay with me talking about gut bacteria and pre-workouts and other things related to even achieving brain performance in other ways than nootropics. I get too many requests to just turn it down, and so recently I got a request about probiotics and mood. And this is actually a particularly relevant thing to me right now because I'm experimenting with certain probiotics specifically to try to produce more serotonin, both for gut motility and mood, and I'm experiencing good results. I mean, pretty remarkable results, so I'm going to talk about that. So we're going to get into that in just a second. We're going to reference from a couple studies to really get down into what bacteria species produce serotonin and how this is totally relevant to producing a flow state, which is why probiotics, in some sense, not as a catch-all thing and not like for everybody, are a good thing, depending on the status of your body. But let's do a minute of Product Pro. If it is not the 30th, which it is, I think today is the 29th, the 30th is marked today where everything on the Cortex, or the special ends on the 30th, where everything on the Cortex Labs website is $14 off. Okay, that's the Cortex stack. Our powerful pre-made stack turns on brain function. If you want to put yourself in one gear, and that is the go gear, buy a bottle of Cortex, buy two, get it at livecortex.com. Coupon code 1414 gets you $14 off right now. It takes it down to $20, basically $20.99. Our 3 digital guides, the new Pept Pro stack list, giant list of new Pep stacks. Like you're not going to see these stacks anywhere else on the web. They're very powerful. The Racetam guide teaches you about racetams. Everything you need to know about racetams is in that guide, plus very many racetam stacks, and then Smarter, Better, Faster, which is, if you're new to nootropics and need to learn everything you need to know about them, buy the Smarter, Better, Faster guide. Everything's on sale, $14 off using the coupon code 14. We have a new product, which is a combination of the Cortex stack and the Smarter, Better, Faster guide, okay? It's called the Nootropics Starter Pack. If you're new to nootropics and you're new to this channel, just get that first. You get a bottle of Cortex, that's our powerful pre-made stack used by people all around the world, been around for a while, one of the leading nootropics in the market, and the Smarter, Better, Faster digital guide, which teaches you how to use nootropics, teaches you about racetams, teaches you about stacking, gives you many stacks, okay? Get all that stuff at livecortex.com, coupon code 14. Okay, so basically the track that I want to go on in this video is the following. There are particular probiotic strains you can take that produce serotonin, that contribute to serotonin production and thus impact mood positively. And as it relates to productivity and kind of nootropics and brain performance, put you in a place where the flow state, which is a state I think we're all trying to get in one way or another, is easily achievable. I've been experimenting with particular species of spore-forming bacteria, and I have noticed a dramatic improvement in my mood. I mean, like literally, I'll be on a run in the morning looking at like the trees and like, oh wow. And I didn't even look at trees during fall like at all and how beautiful they were because I was just so focused on other stuff. Like I actually took the time to look at it, and I'm just feeling happier and a lot more positive. I'm always positive and optimistic, but I literally feel like I'm glowing. And so I'll get to what I'm taking in a second, but I just kind of want to talk about, I want to answer the question, do certain probiotics affect serotonin and thus mood in this way? Which ones are they? What are some of the mechanisms? Number one, the answer is absolutely they do. Doesn't mean everybody should take probiotics. So some people's gut might have a hard time with them, or you might not know the strategy to deal with taking probiotics if you've got overgrowth of other bacteria like yeast or something, or bacteria growing in the small bowel, which it really shouldn't be, a condition called SIBO. But for some folks, taking certain probiotics are really truly going to help. And I would refer you to a study called Indigenous Bacteria from the Gut Microbiota Regulate Host Serotonin Biosynthesis, in which they basically took a bunch of mice, as they usually do, and they deprived some of the mice of native gut bacteria that the mice typically should have. And then they, had another group of mice that had their, regular gut bacteria. And what they found is that the mice with reduced number of species of particular gut bacteria did not produce as much tryptophan, which is the precursor to serotonin. Therefore they weren't producing enough serotonin or a lot of serotonin directly as a result of having a limited amount of bacteria in their probably large bowel, in their gut. You get the small intestine and the large intestine. More than likely it was happening in the large bowel. That's very, very clear that there are gut bacteria that are producing through a process serotonin, and without them you're producing less serotonin. It's pretty cut and dry. So if you truly want to know which of those bacteria, these studies don't specify, but they give us a really good clue, and there actually is a bacteria product, a probiotic product on the market, which happens to be the one that I'm taking, which has this class of bacteria in it. And basically on that study, they say that the gastrointestinal tract, blah, 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 blah. I just want to get to the main important part. Okay, indigenous spore-forming bacteria from the mouse and human microbiota promote 5-HT biosynthesis from colonic cells. That's basically what's happening. So it is indigenous spore-forming bacteria that is native, already existent within the mouse's gut, or in this case the human's gut. Spore-forming bacteria, they help to produce 5-HTP, and they therefore produce serotonin. And without large quantities of them, or with a reduced diversity of them, you're going to produce less serotonin. You're going to have a shittier mood, essentially, and you won't be happy and positive and good. This is very cut and dry. But so thinking about spore-forming bacteria, there is that I know of one probiotic on the market, and it's not anything you'd see in the probiotic section of your grocery store. The probiotic section normally is lactobacilli species and bifidobacterium species, and these things have some influence on serotonin, particularly lactobacilli strain. Let's see if we can find. Oh yeah, Lactobacilli rhamnus. Lactobacilli rhamnus regulates emotional behavior and central GABA receptor expression. So it essentially either creates more GABA receptors or facilitates their expression. And I would refer you to a study by Javier A. Bravo titled "Ingestion of Lactobacilli Strain Regulates Emotional Behavior and Central GABA Receptor Expression in a Mouse via the Vagus Nerve." Okay, so that's that. But these spore-forming bacteria, there's one product that actually has spore-forming bacteria, and it's called Prescripta Assist. I don't want this to make it sound like this is a sales thing because we have no affiliation with them, but I started taking it over the course of the last couple weeks, and I'm not talking about 2 weeks I noticed a difference. The next morning I noticed a difference. While I was in the shower, I was like, Jesus, I feel like really good. And then I'm out on a run looking at trees and things like, oh, I never looked at trees and thought they were cool. The whole autumn season went by and I never paid attention to any of the trees and thought they were beautiful. So I'm feeling really, really good. I'm always optimistic and positive, but I really feel good. It almost kind of feels like ecstasy, man. Not that I ever took ecstasy, because I actually never did, but I imagine that this would feel like that slightly, somewhat. Anyway, that's my position on it. Absolutely. I would say if you're looking to try to, I would say that yes, my position is definitely some bacteria strains do facilitate the production of serotonin. There's no question about that. It is in the literature. It's also in literature that reduced amount of native bacteria strains make it so that you produce less serotonin, which is likely somewhat responsible for shitty mood in people. And I would say that if you really want to get granular about which ones help mood, Lactobacilli rhamnus, demonstratively improves GABA receptor expression, which will help mood in a very direct way. And then spore-forming bacteria that are unspecified, but which are probably the ones in Prescripta Assist, definitely do produce more serotonin via, more 5-HTP production, okay? That's my take on it. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching the video. Thanks for being with me. Ryan Michael Balla here. Check it out. These 4 are our powerful nootropic products. So start from the top. You're going to want to hear this. Number 1, the Cortex stack. That is our powerful pre-made stack. This is the stack you want to take if you want to get work done. Let me just be serious with you. I created that stack running a company 18 hours a day to get my brain to have massive verbal fluency, total motivation, right? Total overall mental fluidity, lots of mental energy, lots of drive to work. I mean, entrepreneurs need brain performance. We created that stack for people that really, really need brain performance and ain't messing around. The Cortex stack, get it at livecortex.com. You will love that stack. Those digital guides, we'll start from the Racetam Guide. That guide is a digital stack list of some of the most highly effective brain state specific Racetam stacks on the planet. I mean, basically you're getting oxiracetam, piracetam, aniracetam, phenylpiracetam, coliracetam, faciracetam, nephiracetam, pramiracetam stacks, very powerful stacks of all those racetams laid out in that guide. The New Pep Pro stack list is a giant list of sublingual, oral, and nasal new pep stack. So we've got just myriads of lists of very specific, very surgical new pep stacks that are highly effective, time tested. I mean, you take one of those stacks, your brain turns on, you will thank me. That thing is digital too. These are all digital, downloaded at livecortex.com. And then lastly, Smarter, Better, Faster is a digital guide that teaches anybody that's within the 1 to 2 year range of taking nootropics, how to take nootropics, how to think about taking nootropics, how to use nootropics surgically to really get optimal brain performance, to totally dominate the realm of nootropics. It gives you very many stacks, my favorite stacks, everything from modafinil, caffeine, theanine protocols to aniracetam, microdosing protocols, to uridine, ALA, Alcar, choline stacks, to basically everything else in between them. If you want the most powerful stacks on the planet, you want my personal stacks and my personal philosophy on taking nootropics, get the Smarter, Better, Faster guide. Get all these guides. Get all of this good nootropic stuff at livecortex.com. We make elite level nootropic products for elite level nootropic players. Are you one of them? Let's find out. livecortex.com. Make it happen. Thanks for being with me.